been a while since our last episode, so apologies for the hiatus, but we assure you we are coming back well rested, new content, fresh ideas, fresh take on life, new people.
I don't know about that last one.
Yeah.
But regardless, welcome back to our own Jarrell. Had a nice trip back to the homeland, so glad you came back safe to us. Came back in one piece. And we also have a fresh surprise for you. We'll be cracking some packs. BT-14, right?
Yep.
Brought a box back from the Philippines, so we'll be doing that while we kind of talk about some topics here. So watch out for some fire pulls and some hits. So for those tuning in for the first time, we are Hyper Coliseum. For us as a crew, this is just our place where, a bunch of friends can just get together and talk about something that we really enjoy and have a passion for, which is the Digimon card game. And we want to bring that love and passion over to you guys who are our community. So we'll be talking a lot about, meta discussions, set releases, deck building. We will be trying to update our content, and we have some fresh ideas that we'll be talking about later on towards the end of the podcast. So stick around and stay tuned for that.
Yeah, maybe help you guys see some other card games.
And then our link to the YouTube channel will be in the description below. If you're not watching this on YouTube, we do have a Spotify as well, and we are booting up an Instagram, which also will be linked below too. So be sure to check those out. We'll be trying to update all our social media with our content, podcast links, etc. So yeah, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. It means a lot to us. We recently hit a milestone for the channel, 100 subs. So thanks, Jarrell, for putting all this together and getting this going.
No problem.
Yeah, so that being said, let's jump into it. I think first topic up on our list was EX4. We finally have this out in full swing. It's been probably like a good week and a half of full EX4.
Yeah.
I know TJ and I have been doing a pretty decent amount of testing with different stuff and different decks, so I think we have a pretty good idea of some of the stuff that we've been playing on, and I'm sure there's a lot more to test out too. But we see this all the time, right? New meta, new sets, there are decks that win and definitely get a huge boost, and then there's also some kind of misses along the way. So I guess initial thoughts, on EX4 from you guys. What do you think of it so far?
Blue Flare Tier 1.
Hell yeah.
Real quick, not to sidetrack.
Flare seems pretty friggin' strong.
If you're listening to this on Spotify and not watching the video format, we are cracking packs, so go watch it on YouTube or something if you want to see the breaks. Second side note, third anniversary pack, I think, is what they said, and then something about a questionnaire pack. This is just a hollow version of all the eggs, and then this is the promos and the ace, the Dioboro ace, something like that. So yeah. Anyway, and then last thing is Japanese packs aren't the same as English packs. They only get one rare out of these. It's
that's right.
7 cards.
Their boxes are half the size, basically.
Yep. Anyway, back to EX4.
Yeah. No, I think honestly, EX4, while it's not a huge impact on the meta, there's a lot of really, really fun decks to come out of it. And I think the 3 best things to come out of it are Blue Flare is amazing right now, because you get cards that don't have to rely on your opponent having 2 Digimon on board, so you can have different avenues of play. Oh, excuse me, sorry. And then Alter S is scary when they turn 2 drop that Omni Alter S on board, which it happens more often than you think.
I can attest to that one. I can attest to that.
It's crazy, and I think I saw someone say it's you make your big play, and then when it's then you have a level 7 on board that's going to start trashing security, and you probably just board wiped off playing him, unless you're playing something like D-Brigade or something that has a bunch of bodies. But he's just such a strong card in general.
And the inheritables off the stack too are pretty strong too, right? Because Blitz Trash as a security, and then you've got Cred.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh no.
We lost
Okay.
Ben.
I was
Not like
worried that
this.
was me.
Not like that.
He got Omnimon.
But you have to have some
So
funny music
speaking of
happen
getting
for when he
bounced
goes.
to the bottom of the deck,
Yeah. Then you have Press bouncing to the bottom.
Yeah,
of the
the Crest Guru bounces level 5s to lower to bottom of deck, which is such a strong thing, dude. Getting bottom deck bounces like it's just so good.
Yeah.
And the thing is like when you do Ultra S play, if they don't answer it and you're able to swing that same turn, which there's a fair amount of times you are, next turn if you have Ultra B in hand, you have game. You just have game because if you've done 2 checks with Ultra S, if they're at 3 security, that's and you have all your sources under Ultra S, it's basically GG's because you're gonna just trash the rest of their security and then swing for game. And when you attack, you're gonna bomb deck level 5 or lower. So if they have a blocker, it's probably going bye-bye unless they hard drop a level 6 blocker. So it's wild. What happened? What'd you get?
Metal Grey.
Oh, there, the ace. There he is.
So good.
how's the foiling on it?
It's not bad. It's like normal SR foiling. So like, kind of see it.
The ace card design in general looks really good.
Yeah.
And then last thing, in my personal copium opinion, is Gaiamon, pure Gaiamon.
I love it. So thank you for introducing me.
Yeah, I was really hype about it from. I mean, I think I mentioned it on the previous podcast, maybe the one before it. Like it's genuinely good because it's just either you trash security or you pop a third play.
Oh, hey.
That Altar Commandra. Look at that boy.
That
I'm
is
so excited
pretty.
for
That's the
Brigade
ultimate run for that pack,
BT-14.
right?
Oh, that foiling is nice too with the lightning bolts. Whew.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Neat.
But yeah, it's a very aggressive and still has some level of control, and you can run it with any Greymon base. So,
I mean, even I think between the two of us, right, we have a little bit of a differing build. I think you kind of go for a little bit more aggro, where I'm kind of doing the slightly more control.
It's our Metal Grays. You're using BT-11, I'm using BT-9. That's pretty much what changes.
Yeah.
Which one is? Either way, it's very like one's more control oriented, where one's more aggression.
Yeah. It's a fun deck.
Yeah.
Very, very fun.
Overall, that's fun. It's got amazing alt arts.
Yes.
Can't believe
How are you guys feeling so far? That's my 3 cents.
I was gone when the set dropped, so I can't really say much to it.
I think I've only played 1 or 2 tournaments with the set, but yeah, Blue Flare seems really strong right now. Just because freezing is a mechanic that maybe shouldn't exist because you just get advantage on a card
I
that
don't know
does
what you're talking about.
a card that does nothing. Unless it has, like an all turns ability that affects your opponent, but so many stacks really realistically just don't.
Yeah.
It really hurts playing hunters into that because you can't. You suddenly can't end of turn attack anymore.
Yeah.
No, I think playing Blue Flare when it first came out, comparing it to now, like the amount of tools that you have now is just so much nicer. Like you have a lot of flexibility with the new Metal Gray. You have the new Tamer, which I think is like really just gave it a whole lot of gas because you're really saving and you can use it from trash too. So you're not even worried about your Metal Grays dying anymore and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of like toolbox stuff that you can use with the deck now that make it a lot stronger and a lot more fun to play.
I think the best piece it got is that new Mailbird.
Yeah, the mailbird. Insane.
Jamming on the stack and also being effectively an ice wall on play.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
Easy. Ooh.
A nerfed ice wall, but still good. But yeah,
I mean, I think you have a lot of packages you can run with it too, right? Because people are doing the Kuzuha build where you can kind of do your Kaisers and the X7 package.
Yeah.
People are still doing the red tech, you know, whether it's the red Greymon or the metal Greymon X. So I just feel like there's a whole lot of directions you can go with it too. And then there's the source strip one, right? Too, where you can just like Sorai and your Howling.
And the other thing too that we had a friend of ours doing is running the BT-12 Wargray on top, because he can just digivolve over any metal Greymon in name. So he can just go over those blue flare metal grays. So all of a sudden, while he doesn't get like the benefits of the inheritables usually, except for like the jamming and draw one off of the new cards, it's still like scary because that Wargray is good. Is a good card.
Yeah.
I think he sprinkled in like 1 or 2 ties too, right? So you can get that blocker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Which is something the deck is missing, right? I mean, you have your Zeeg capability to slide it under with a Dekardra, but it is missing that blocker.
Well, it gives
sometimes very hurtful.
I think it gives Dekagray blocker because it's just any card with Greymon or Omnimon in name, or was it Agumon or Greymon in name?
Right.
But yeah, I think the set's definitely the most fun EX set we've had so far.
Yeah.
Megidra Mill was another fun deck out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I've
On deck.
beaten Hunter's decks consistently with it now.
Hunter,
Oh, no,
yeah,
Commander.
Hunter cycles
boy.
pretty fast through their
Yeah,
decks.
I'm on with
We
the
have to be more careful.
Yeah. The biggest thing that Megidra Mill struggles against is just like any stack OTK deck. Like if they're a deck that can just push out a raising and swing for your entire security, you're not gonna have enough time to mill them. But for decks like Hunters, like Cross, I think even that need time to kind of like get their pieces out of their deck. Ooh, that Devimon. And like put everything together. If you're just trashing all their pieces, they can't do anything. Because that's what happened when I play against Hunters. I'll mill the Arrestodramons, both the superior modes and the regulars, and then they just can't. They don't have access to that, and it's just gone.
That is painful.
Or they have to spend memory to try and grab it, and by that time I'm just milling more cards. So it's fun. It's weirdly, it does weirdly well. I would say it's like tier 2, like somewhere in the middle to higher end of tier 2, genuinely.
Shadow Seraphi is something I thought was interesting too. You know, that's being sprinkled in a lot of different decks. Setcon, you know,
Yeah, the effect,
hybrid
on
build
it,
too.
the Digivolve is so big right now.
Yeah. Digivolve and the when it dies recovers 1 and it minus 4k for each card in your security.
That's one of those cards where like you can stun it, but then it just hurts you.
Yeah. And then Ruin mode, Giant Gray Ruin mode, such a good card if you can set it up right.
Yeah.
Takes some work to get there, but it's if you can get it set up right, it's very good.
Yeah, because the 5k DP blanket effect.
Yep. And then can
Twice,
be 10k.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, can be 10k total if you play it right. Which they have to go into a level 6 and raising, and that's the only way they're going to bring something out, unless they have a bunch of your turn inheritables to give them extra DP. Other card that I think that stands out a lot from this set right now, because Shadow Seraphi was a good call. Heaven's Judgment. That option is cracked.
Yes.
I remember when you whipped it out on me, I was like, wait, what the hell does this do? And when you said it, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, yellow or green decks having access to it, and then being able to just neg 6 base, and then for each other color, neg an additional. Although in our practice matches, I realized after the fact, I forgot to tell you, I think I activated the main effect from security once, and from security, it's just one thing gets minus 12.
Judge.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give you a DQ for that.
I'm a card game player. I don't read.
Right.
All right, that's how we do things around here. But anyways,
Yeah. EX4's been a pretty fun set so far.
yeah, and it's mostly just like a bridge to BT-13 for a lot of the support we get for stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. Yeah, and speaking of BT-13, we have it come out in 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
Oh god, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
pre-release
it's-
sets always going to be on the
Pre-release is
16th and
all
20th, I think.
Technically,
My
technically
wallet.
next week is pre-release.
Yeah.
You-
I really wish that EX sets just weren't so quick to come out.
Had a bit more breathing room in between.
Yeah, 1 month is not enough because it's one. You know, we have like the 2 month between sets, and then when an EX set comes out, it suddenly becomes 1 month, and you have to buy more boxes or more cards.
Yeah,
and
it's
EX sets sometimes go down in price in the long run, but
We had that. We had like large gap between EX3 and BT-11 though, didn't we? Because did it get delayed? I don't remember.
that was I think that was because of delays, not because
it
of
was delays. Yeah, delays. They needed to adjust their timetable for stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, on that note, I mean, like, I feel like we aren't having a lot of breaks, even like coming up, right? Like, we're talking BT-13,
in July.
and then
No, it's
July,
pretty crazy now.
Yeah.
RB1, then BT-14, EX5. Like, it just feels like you said, like, just rapid fire.
Because we have because RB01 is in
September.
September,
right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, but I was gonna fact check
Well,
myself.
isn't Royal Knights September as well?
No, that's
No, it's
Uh,
next
that's
month.
this month, buddy.
Or this month,
Or
yeah.
no, what's BT for Blast Days?
Blast Days
Sorry.
is-
Is
November.
November.
November. Okay.
Which is why I picked
So we
these
have
up.
October, September. No, what am I talking? July, August, September, October, November. So we have a decent gap in between sets. We're going to be with BT-13 for a while. And RB isn't a huge impact on the meta. Like the Gamamon
Sure.
deck does some stuff.
Yeah.
Dirabit and Amphi are fun, but I don't think they really topped anywhere. We have some new stuff that we'll talk about later that's hopefully will be better for those. And then we're basically going to have August, September, and October with BT-13.
Yeah.
And then November we get Blast Day. So we're gonna be in this next set for a while. So we'll have time to pat our wallets for the war that is coming. Holiday season.
I love how derpy Zunamon's face is here.
He's a cute boy.
I love it. Now we have to play that card. Oh, that is like the opposite of
Yeah.
derpy right there.
I love Leomon. Such a
I
Chad.
love that for the new card design, they got rid of like the text box on the Digimon and the Tamer cards.
Yeah.
So it's like more art, but it's not like a full art, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and the weird thing too is when you look at certain cards, some of them don't have it, and other cards, like the blue cards, do.
Do they?
No, not for those. But like
Oh.
looking through like BT-13's like scans, blue cards
Oh.
have that box.
Interesting.
Green cards have that box. Not all of them though. Only if they have an effect, but not a keyword.
All right.
Black cards have that box. Though none of the red cards had that box.
Hmm.
So weird. Anyways, I never.
But yeah, I mean, I do agree with you though. I think this is probably the EX set that I've enjoyed the most so far.
Mhm.
Like I feel like this has definitely done something. You know, like EX1 didn't really do a whole lot. EX2 was like at the time when it came out, like maybe one or two decks. Ooh,
Oh,
hello.
EX2. God, it looks
That
so
was
good.
gorgeous.
I'm so
That is
nice.
beautiful.
Oh my god.
EX2 had D Reaper, which was like the
Yeah.
boogeyman that ended up doing nothing over here.
That card is so cracked. Holy shit.
And the EX3 similarly was just like you know, like it had some stuff that came out was decent, but like was like
Dragon Links was fun.
yeah.
If
Exa
anything, EX2
had
did
done
bring
stuff.
Dorbeck and then Hydra, which did do
Examon.
and Exa, yeah.
Yeah.
EX3 probably had the most impact on the meta, thinking back on it, because I mean you have the Chaos Dramon that's in that set. Dragon Links was fun.
Exa has topped several
Exa's
events.
topped, Dorbeck's topped.
Mm-hmm.
Hydra was huge support for Bloom. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like a lot of stuff that came out in that set that actually had impact on the meta pretty big. Whereas I think with this one, it was really just Blue Flare and then Alter S can do some stuff.
All right. Last
And then Giles for funsies.
Last pack of the first box. Take your bet. Secret or alt.
What are we at? We had 3 SRs and an alt already, right?
Yeah, 3 SRs, 1
Yeah.
alt.
So I don't think we hit another. I don't think there's no other hits in the box.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that
I think
that?
that's it.
It's
yeah.
3 SRs, 1 alt or secret in the box.
Ah, okay.
If I
thought it-
remember right. I watched a case opening the other day.
What's
Gotcha.
the price compared to English? Jarrell?
I think it's like what, like 50?
Yeah, these
Right? If
boxes
I'm not
were 50
mistaken.
over there.
Yeah.
Roughly. So.
Speaking of prices, though, Speaking of prices,
there it
though.
is. There it is.
There
He's
it
got
is.
the.
He's always slick with it. The guy's always smooth. That's what I've been saying day one. Oh,
so new sort of little segment on our podcast here. I think we wanted to just try this out for a quick second. Would be sort of like a little market watch. You know, I think this is sort of a mini shout out to Shane too, I guess, where we've been talking a lot about like little quote unquote penny stocks, where we look at like different alts and see which ones are cheaper, you know, and kind of seeing which may, you know, with the new sets that are being leaked and stuff, like what alts may be going up in price or what cards may be good to grab now before they actually like skyrocket and become kind of crazily priced.
Yeah.
So I think just kind of doing a quick discussion on some of the stuff that we see and maybe some of like sleeper cards that have like, we're like, where did this come from, you know, or what we anticipate maybe going up in the future. Because I also think it would be helpful too, right? Because I mean, particularly for like new players who are looking to get into the game, not just in the short term, but maybe like looking long term, like sometimes it's helpful to grab those staple cards sooner at a good time, or be like, hey, you know, this card is super expensive right now, but if you wait a little bit, it'll probably come down. You know, for example, like some of these RB1 cards that are, you know, sort of pricey right now, but once we get the reprint are sure to come down in price.
Yeah.
So like I figured this may be a good way for some of our newer players or newer listeners to kind of take a look at some of these cards here
I was
and see
telling,
what they can scoop.
telling TJ about it, but like the TK has been going up. He's at like $10 right now, which is kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Oh.
Well, that's how much he used to be.
Yeah.
Just average of $10.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna go back. He's gonna keep climbing too.
Yeah.
As we get closer to BT-14.
It was just it's really hard to design a yellow memory setter that's just better than TK.
Yeah.
Because he activates recovery effects, he searches your security so you know what you have,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
can throw up your weaknesses, and he's the memory setter.
setter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a good card through and through. It's hard.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
time for sure.
So for those on Spotify, the TK we're talking about is from, I think, what, BT1,
Yeah,
right? I forget the exact card number.
Yeah.
For our YouTube viewers, we'll probably like maybe throw a quick photo of the card itself, you know, as we're talking about some of these cards, just so you have a reference
Yeah.
as to what we're talking about. But yeah, I agree. I think TK is just like, you can't beat him. Like he's just
No. He's
perfect, I think, for yellow.
And he does exactly what even like his deck that's coming out now wants to do. Like he's perfect for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
I think we can maybe start with some EX4 stuff.
Yeah.
So Omni B and Omni S. I mean, the regular arts are going now for like, they went up. I think I snagged my copies for like $4 or $5, I think, and now they're up to like 9, 10 for the regular.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. Those cards are so like.
They're gorgeous.
Alter S is kind of an expensive deck right now, and it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like each SR, just the regular art for Alter S is $640 at the moment of me looking at it right now. Market price is $787, but lowest listing is $640. And then the Blitzgray is about $8, and the Crest is $7. So, like, because you need 4 of those in a deck, and you need 3 Alter S, you're looking at like 18, 28, so be 30, 46, and then another 20 or another $32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you're already looking at almost $80 with tax just trying to get those. It's not including the Ultra Bs that on regulars are $17 a pop right now, which that card is cool, but it doesn't really do anything in any other deck.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't know. It's I think it's still some hype because people are trying to snatch so many copies of them because you need a playset. But it'll go down.
Yeah, I mean the alt arts are pretty, right? Alter S's alt is like 20, Alter B's 22.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's like sort of like with Red Purple Imperial, right? Where everybody was like super
It's
like what psyched about the deck, I guess, or like super hyped up about it, and then like it was expensive for a while, and then
we got
it
him.
really
hell yeah, my
look
king.
at that boy.
Platinum
I
Digimon.
think that this deck is better than my Purple Imperial.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, for sure.
leagues.
100%. 100%.
So it warrants the cost a little bit more in that regard, but I think you're right. Yeah, I think there's just like that general sort of like, oh man, that ping pong digivolving, because it's a fun thing to do. It's fun to just go back and forth and draw that many cards and gain that memory and all those effects you activate.
Mhm.
In the Gamba, it's it's a little bit Gamba gotcha because
Yeah.
you're constantly just trying to top deck some certain pieces sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone's trying to build that deck, I would wait because the prices will go down, especially when pre-release hits for BT-13, because the deck is going to fall off hard. It'll still be fun, but it's not going to be anywhere near as expensive as it is right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good toy, but it's like that new shiny toy that everybody wants to play with.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That all being said, though, if people want to get max rarity Ravemon decks, now is the time to buy, I think. Because it is $10 a pop for a Ravemon alt, a little bit less, like $9, and the Falcomon alt is about $7. They're only going to go up once BT-13 comes out.
You hear that, Shane?
Ravemon can do some stuff. I think he already has most of it.
He already, yeah, he has them. I got,
Digimon alts at $8, almost $9, which is kind of wild.
to be fair, a lot of the alts in this set aren't terrible, right? I mean, I'm not usually one to like go crazy on max rarity decks, but I mean like Shadow Seraphi, you're probably running like what 2 or 3. Like if you've got an extra $20 to spare, that's 2 Shadow Seraphis or 2 Gaiolans right there.
Yeah.
And they're pretty. They're pretty.
Very pretty. They look nice. The texturing in this set also is amazing. Every time, I think Bandai just gets better with the texturing.
Yeah.
It doesn't disappoint in that regard.
Yeah, like me and Jarrell were messing around with the A starter decks for Greymon and Garurumon
Yeah.
at
I
the
picked
shop
those
the other
up.
day.
I picked
Yeah.
those up as well. I can show them later.
They're fun. Those cards. The actual like main line is fun. But the texturing on the ace cards in those are, dude, they're amazing. They're so good.
We're getting
Very nice fun sitting at $3 right now.
Yeah.
I'm very curious how they compare because we are getting those as box toppers for BT-13.
Yeah. This should be interesting. I wonder if they're going to be... I know there's a lot of discourse right now on whether they're going to be like legal for play.
From what I've seen so far, no on like big events like shop challenges and like regionals and stuff, but locals, I think it's on a per local basis if you want to do it.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
One thing I noticed
like-
too. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, and commenting on the box that Jarrell's opening right now. So the case I watched get open, the ratios are interesting. So if you see a Metal Greymon, that means you're probably going to get a Seraphi and what was the other card? A Commandramon. And you have the other variant of that case. Yeah. So you have the Agu Pada Pal variant. So if you get a case, you get 4 of those and then 7 of the other or something like that. Or it's like
Interesting.
3
I think
and
it was.
7.
I thought it was 5 and 2. Something weird.
No, it's more than 5. You get like nearly 2 play sets of like 1 card. And then you get like, I think you get 3 of the other. It's really weird. Anyways,
fucking, you guys see that Venusmon alt shot up?
dude,
It's like $60 right now.
Yeah.
about to go sell it at Sully's.
Right?
Oh, you didn't hear that.
Yeah, they're back. They are still at 60.
Oh my god.
Where did
People
that? I mean, Yellow Hybrid is definitely like good again, but like, yeah,
There had to.
there's still like a decent amount of listings. decent amount. 11 listings. But I mean, that's interesting.
Buyout actually. It looks like they just a lot of people started buying them recently.
I wonder if it's because like there was the one Evo Cup list that I posted from Japan that that topped and it was a yellow list.
Yeah, maybe. I know people do miss playing like pure yellow stuff a lot because yellow just doesn't have a good deck right now.
Venus is also just like a pretty good card. You know, turning off one digivolving effects
And one attacking.
Yeah.
For any like control, security, control based deck, I mean, Venus is a staple.
Yeah.
She is a queen.
Yeah.
It's one of those cards again that's just gonna be hard to beat. And you know, when something has security attack, it can't attack her, so she's free.
Yeah.
And another thing too, with speaking of like security Digimon, like Zwart Defeat. So EX4 got a reprint, or at least a different rarity, or you could argue like a higher rarity as Zwart Defeat.
The silver.
And EX4, yeah. And I would assume that Zwart would keep going down with that, because now we have another higher rarity. And on top of that, we're getting, what, a reprint of that in RB1 too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going up. It's now at $20, where like a week ago it was at 11. So I don't know what's going on there.
There was some lists going around for that like rainbow like security on play decks.
Yeah.
The one that I played for. The one that I played against you the other night.
Don't remind me.
Runs four Zwart defeats, and it does decent. It's a fun.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know people hate Setcon, but it's fun.
Just to keep it moving here, you know, Shine Gray and Mirage Gao are I think 2 decks in BT-13 to keep an eye on, because those are going to be 2 very on meta decks, right?
Yeah.
And I think the Shine Gray alts, I mean, the regular arts are very, very much affordable, so I wouldn't worry too much about getting those. But the alt arts, on the other hand, I mean, those are going for what? I think Marcus is going now for 55, 60-ish, and Shine Gray is around that same price too.
He's 54 right now.
Oh,
Marcus.
As much as I'm happy, as much as I'm happy that I cracked the alt, as mad as TJ was that I cracked the alt after he bought them, I'm kind of happy that he didn't buy the one that I cracked off me. Because now I can go back and sell it if I wanted to.
True. And I imagine that they'll probably stick around that. They might go up a little bit. Look, they might go up to like 60. They might go up to like $10, I think. I don't think they'll go. I don't think they'll break 70.
No.
Fair.
Unless
Fair.
the deck does insanely well, which.
Unless it's like tier 0 over here, because people just do that. Because we definitely, I think, over here in
NA.
in NA, we definitely tend to play. A lot of people tend to play to win rather than to like just play for fun deck. They'll play it. That gives the best odds of getting them the W, getting them that W. Bleh. Can I talk?
I mean, it's just card games in general.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of times, I'll look at like decks over in like Asia, and there's so many like decks that top that are just like, how did this top? And I think it's just people just wanted to have fun.
Yeah. I guess
Also,
speaking of, go ahead.
I was gonna say on the note of Mirage Galgamon, the normal card is $7 right now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
That's insane.
I mean, there's also Ultimate Cup that people are thinking about. So
Yeah, but the alt also is only 22, which is wild to me because the it's such a weird price variation. Whereas like for Shine Gray, I think the regular it's like a few bucks, not even.
True.
Never mind, regular art is $20 for Shine Greymon right now.
Whoa!
Wait, what?
Time to sell.
Regular art Shine Greymon is $20.
Jesus Christ!
I can't believe I was letting those go for $10.
Wow.
Unfortunate.
That's $100 in my pocket right now. That's sitting in my binder. I'm gonna go. Hey yo, Sully.
That's like $80 store credit, hey yo.
Hey yo, Sully.
So I guess the question is though, for like people looking to get into Shine Gray, right? Buy now or wait?
I'd say.
I mean, I think at this point to forget about max rarity, right?
Yeah,
Unless you're an absolute Chad and just want to say go for it.
If you have the money for max rarity, you really want it. I think either way. If you want max rarity or you want to play it,
If you want max rarity, just buy it now.
max rarity is definitely going to get way worse. It's hard to say on the normals. The thing is that time goes on, there's less and less of those boxes going like in circulation.
Yeah.
Right.
Less and less of those cards that are available.
I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, and the unfortunate thing is like,
And that's with
you should have just bought them like a couple months ago.
well, yeah. If you were gonna play Shine Gray BT-13, you should have gotten it when BT-12
Like
came out.
if you were
Yeah.
thinking of playing Shine Gray at any point in the last couple months, you needed to buy them.
I think
And
the funny thing here is this is one of the rare times that pre-release prices were actually better,
yeah.
Yeah.
where it actually would not have hurt to actually bite the pre-release.
Oh.
Yo, let's go.
Bro, it
That
looks so
is-
good,
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
This is probably like hella
Gorgeous.
expensive in JP right now.
Yeah.
I think they're actually really cheap.
Oh really?
That text string
Because
is
you out of the
on
case, I saw some of them. They got like 3 of them,
Oh,
and that
gotcha.
seems to be pretty common.
that text string though.
The Magna? They got 3.
Yeah,
Wow.
yep, they got 3 Alt Art Magnas. It seems like it's a pretty common card. The case ratios, from what I saw, were pretty consistent, and they're really weird.
Did you say that he was going to get the Alt Art Ace Magna? Or he's just gonna get
No.
in this
No,
box?
after I was gonna say he was going to see the Agumon, and then he opened up the Agumon, and then we got caught up on other conversation stuff.
Anyway.
That's the
But yeah,
box.
going back to Shine Gray stuff. One last thing with Shine Gray, Ruin mode, 38-ish, I think, right? Like 35, 38-ish right now.
Yes.
I feel like that's weird because he's only like a 1 or 2 of, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
But he's also good in any yellow or purple deck
That's
because he
true.
doesn't specify any of his effects, aside from the fact that he's just 1 memory cheaper over Shine Gray.
he's also good in Melka.
It's also, yeah.
Stop.
Come EX5.
No,
We'll talk
no.
about that later.
You don't want to delete your stack. You don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You don't
Yeah,
do it.
I want to delete your hopes and dreams.
Stop. You can't search them.
Oh
You don't
my
do
God.
it.
But yeah, like I guess is this a good price to bite the bullet, right?
Yep.
And be like, look, you probably need 1 or 2 Shine Gray Ruin
My
modes.
boy.
We get them now.
I mean, I think if it's gonna go down, it's
Wait,
gonna
was that 4 SRs
That's
and 1?
4. That's 4 SRs.
interesting.
Huh.
Did you only get 3 and 1 ult out of the other box?
Yeah, I got 3 and 1 all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a mixed ratio. No.
Oh.
Oh. Anyway,
Oh.
back to conversation.
I think if he goes down at
Yeah.
all, it's only really going to go down to 30. The secrets, the reason for that being is the secrets in EX sets are weird. They don't like
Yeah.
they don't come in boxes as often. They're just like an extra thing, but I feel like it's supposed to be like 1 in every 2 boxes you get a secret, but for me it feels like 1 in every 3.
I've
Yeah,
been,
well, you also got fucked over.
I mean,
with
but,
that.
but not yeah, I did. But
Yeah. He's-
every EX set I bought, it's felt like a
like
1 in
that.
every 3 sort of case.
yeah. I wasn't saying that as in like you're not wrong. I was just bringing up the fact that you got fucked over and I felt bad.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff about how like for like the boxes seem to be like semi-seated. Like if you get like the Altar Tamer or something like that, you'll get like
wait,
Ruin
wait,
mode.
Yeah.
They 100% are seated because
Yeah, they are. I feel like the seedings from this set moving forward are so much more
obvious.
yeah. Yeah,
And
you
that's
should definitely read
just
what's,
the-
what's in the
that's just
box.
yeah, that's just the way EX sets are. Just because that's another thing where I don't like their release and the schedule because it messes everything up. It's just there's so few cards that you can't help but seed them. Right? There's not enough variance. You
Yeah.
can really
Yeah.
have.
Also, you were right earlier, Arby. It is 2 and 5.
2 and 5. Okay.
It is 2 and 5. Yeah. I'm gonna double check right now, but I'm pretty sure you are correct. I've been thinking about it more in my head, and I'm like 90% sure you're correct. But yeah, I think as someone who is playing Max Rarity Shine Gray, and is glad that he bought his stuff when he did. Even though I mean, realistically, I paid about the same thing for the Shine Gray alts and everything. I'm just glad I got my copies of Shine Greymon in general when I did, because now I'm sitting on something nice.
Yeah.
It's only going to go up. I don't think it'll go up by much more. I think that the regular arts will probably cap around 25. I don't see them like breaking 30 if it goes up anymore at all. I don't think it's going to go down.
Sure.
Do you guys remember when we said Digimon is a cheap card game?
I would say overall,
it still
it's
kind of
still
is.
Overall, it is, but like
is,
if you
for the
want the
most
tier,
part.
yeah, the tier
It's
one,
just
still.
Shine Greymon is. It's like how Beelzemon was, right? It's like the big bad boogeyman of this next set. It's that deck.
Yeah.
So there's like it's like the price hikes that happened with BLs. Stuff will stabilize and figure itself out, and things will just be permanently more expensive a little bit for a while, but it'll go back down over time. But yeah, I get really like what you said, Arby. Like it's if you wanted to play Shine Greymon and BT-13, you should have bought your stuff earlier.
Yeah.
You should have got it when BT-12 first came out. Because right now you're going to be paying for it if you want to play it.
It was still like
Um,
relatively cheap. I mean, for a long time, the card was like $6.
The regular Shine Greymon was like $2.
Regular shit, yeah.
He was $2. He was because I remember looking at him a lot because I was looking at the alts and he'd always pop up because I just typed in Shine Greymon.
But I mean, if people feel like it's worth it, because like you said, it's going to be a tier 1 deck.
It is.
Yeah.
If not tier 0, you know, like
Yeah.
you're probably going to do well with it. You know, you can play it and do well. So if you feel like that's worth it, probably now is a good time to just bite the bullet and say, look, I need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. But hopefully you already have them. Otherwise,
Yeah.
for the ruin modes, you only need 1 for the deck. You don't need 2. 2 is not going to give you any more. You shouldn't be running more ruin modes and burst modes than you are your BT-12 Shine Greymons.
Yeah.
You want 3 burst modes in BT-13. That is like a staple for it. I've seen some people run 2. I'm pretty sure that they are insane and someone hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, otherwise I would say you definitely you can probably buy your 1 of right now because I think that they will probably go up when BT-13 comes out.
Yeah.
Ruin mode's gone down. It was like $60 when it at launch, and now it's down to 47 because people are realizing that it's not like it's a good card, but it's hard to get up to, and it's hard to pull off the Winded Jolving and down deletion in the same turn.
Yeah.
Rena Watch, I mean, this will be short. She's still expensive. She'll probably always be expensive.
Yeah. It's just
Of course, sorry. She's
Yeah.
gonna be expensive.
it's just one of those things where she's like TK. Like the deck
Yeah.
that plays her is always gonna need a card like her. So unless they power creep her out with more arenas, she's just gonna be always good for an all force deck, right?
100%. 100%.
Yeah. And then, like the other
yeah.
thing too is the thing is the deck
And
is
being a
gonna get worse.
being a secret
Unfortunately,
rare.
right now.
secret rare
like-
tamer.
Yeah. Admittedly, the new Old Force and BT-13 is okay-ge. Like you'd run him maybe a 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like decent control, but not so much so that like he's gonna like you run him if you are lacking the pieces you need. I don't think you opt in for him necessarily.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is Rena at right now? She's
55-ish, 50, 55. The regular's like 50, I think.
Regular girls 48, 56. All times at 60. Damn.
So,
shame.
yeah.
Damn.
You know, I don't think we see this going down. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but if you want to play
Yeah.
all fours, that's the price.
Yeah.
But, another card that was like also cheaper on pre-release, right? It was only like $40.
Yeah. Yeah. And admittedly, I think with her too, part of the issue is that BT-11 was such a hard set to get cards.
Yeah,
you need to
that's that
because of how they did the ratios.
weirdest ratios out of any set that I've
Yeah.
ever
Yeah,
seen.
it was rough.
Like you saw so
yeah.
many less secrets than you did in previous sets, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
And all of mine were Galactimon.
How many Durals does it take to screw in a light bulb?
1.
But sealed
Oh,
product, I think we kind of alluded to this already, RB, but like EX4 prices will probably drop. You know, if you're looking, like I know there's some people out there who definitely appreciate their sealed collection, right? And they want to keep their boxes sealed and whatnot, and they kind of stash one away. EX4 will probably drop. You know, we're looking at what, 70, 75 right now. I think you can wait and get it pretty cheap, you know, in a couple of months.
EX, just EX sets, you don't need that many boxes if you're. The
EX
card,
sets-
the card list is like too few, and
for a playset of all the rares, commons, and uncommons, you
Well,
just
like
need
two boxes, right?
Yeah, 2 boxes.
Because you'll get 2 of each rare, except for 2 or 3 of them, depending on if you get the secret or not. You'll get 3 of copies of
Sure.
those.
Yeah. But now's a decent time to pick up your SRs while they're still cheap, because the decks that get upgraded are they're gonna get bought out once
outside
BT
of
comes out.
Blitzcrank Crest, don't.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to play the deck, they're gonna go down to like $1 or $2. They're not gonna stay at nearly $10.
No, I doubt it.
And I think in general, right, for our sealed product peeps, like waiting a month or 2 after the next set comes out is usually a safe time to buy the previous set.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then like, because we saw that with BT9, right, where BT9 sort of like dropped down a little bit and everybody just forgot about it. Then all of a sudden now you're like, you can't even find it anymore.
Yeah.
And if you can find it, it's like $110, $120. So
Yeah.
There was that short craze with Death X that kind of killed
Yeah.
the supply of
Death X
those
stuff.
boxes. Yeah.
yeah.
It really messed up distribution and buying. and
Yeah.
everything.
Death X will always be like a good card when people are playing Tamers too.
Yeah.
And I think
Definitely.
looking at some products for like
that's also Alpha Mod, right? Yeah, Alpha
Mhm.
Mod.
Yeah.
people who just want to crack boxes for the sake of cracking boxes, you know. BT10, I was looking at it. BT10 is not a bad price right now. I think I saw some listings on eBay and some other card shops for like 55, 60.
Yeah.
That's the cheapest I've seen. I think you'll probably see more so around like 70, 75. But like if you scoop a box at BT10 at like 60, I don't think it's not a bad gamble per se. A lot of the SRs still hold a pretty good amount of value. Like for Blue Flare right now, particularly, I think the BT10 Metal Gray sitting at like 10, 11-ish bucks.
Yeah. When Bloom
Bloom is still high. Metal Gray alt is like $30. Bloom alt is like
Very good.
$40.
You crack Arena, you win.
Blue Flare's good right now. There's a lot of good cards in there. Yeah, definitely.
So, and then
Double BT6 is what, 112. Why is BT9 so expensive?
Oh, that's BT. Oops. Yeah.
Death X, all the
Death X, Agu X.
cards.
Agu X is still high.
All the X anybody lines in there.
Except for Melga right now. Right now, Melga is like 11, 12 bucks.
Yeah,
It was like 10 bucks a couple days ago.
Can't wait to see that
with
start shooting
the
up.
new one coming out. That boy is going to be I think the old Metal X. I saw some people saying that they thought the new one was very mid. And I'm like,
Well, I think this is a good segue, is it not?
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, you know, for those who are following Digimon news, we had a massive drop of just leaks everywhere. It was just like Christmas come early for us, basically, with a bunch of stuff that were leaked for EX5 and, you know, new mechanics, new cards, new support. And for those who aren't as in tune with all of this, you know, a lot of JP meta cards are getting leaked now. So us as NA players, we can kind of see ahead, you know, what's coming and what maybe in our future in the next few months. So we got a ton of that today, a ton of it, and a ton of really interesting pieces. So what are your guys' initial thoughts? What screams out to you?
Speaking of coming soon, TM, those are the
God,
Those
dude,
are so good. Yeah, those are gorgeous.
the texturing on them is so nice too.
Yeah.
They're just so well foiled, so well designed.
And I think you said this too, like Bandai and particularly Digimon, it does really, really well with their texturing.
Yes.
One Piece does not. One Piece, their alts, I thought they were gonna be nicely textured. A lot of it's just like foiling.
Really?
Not a lot of texture. Yeah.
I don't want to invest that much into it until it's gonna still carry on, but I think
I only
I'm
have
worried about
one.
it.
I only have one foil, One Piece, or one textured One Piece card. I guess it's not that great.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just thought it was interesting.
So let's using your segue. And results. Let's save the cream of the crop for the last card, I think, to talk about. But we did get a reveal for new Metal X. Metal X antibody in EX5, which we knew. Well, if anyone's been watching leaks and stuff like that about EX5 or Animal Coliseum, I believe is what the set name has so far been translated to. We know we were supposed to get Metal Grumon X support. We know we're supposed to get 4 Sovereign Digimon support. So Baihu, Zhu Zhao, Eben Wu, and
Azulong.
Azulong, thank you. That's like the most well-known one. Why is that the one that skipped my brain? Anyways, so we know we're supposed to get a lot of really cool stuff, and we also confirmed that Fang Longmon is going to be making his first appearance in the TCG, which, if you don't know, is the big gold dragon-like god Digimon that rules over the 4 sovereigns. But anyways, we got some reveals for some very, very much, I think, or at least I'm personally super excited about it. I know I've seen a lot of talk about it for a long time, since like I've been in the game playing. We got reveals for Coronamon and Lunamon. The rookies from Digimon World Dawn and Digimon World Dusk.
Yeah, they have some interesting mechanics.
Don't you mean Sun and Moon?
Yeah. Digimon did it first. Did it first.
I always joke with Sonny that he always calls them Sun and Moon on accident.
Yeah. But yeah, so they have Lightfang and Nightclaw traits. They Digivolve over level 2 with Lightfang or Nightclaw on their trait for 0 cost. I don't know, do we want to go like card by card for the reveals for stuff, or what do we want to do?
If you want
maybe hit the highlights.
Yeah.
Because I think we're kind of close.
So,
on time.
all right, yeah. So we'll just highlight. So for those cards so far, it looks like it is going to be a red and blue deck. The rookies both can Digivolve over red or blue, as I said before, or they can just go over a level 2 with as like card life thing in the straight. They're interesting. So it seems like the general idea is to, once you have your stack, to place your top card under the Digimon as the bottom Digivolution card, basically, to gain a bunch of memory. And then you can
evolve yourself, basically.
Yeah, you Digivolve yourself into something. So it seems like what they want us to do is like probably do some sort of DNA Digivolution into the Grace Novamon.
Yeah.
And then something's going to be involved with Grace Novamon being tucked as a bottom source. And I mean, if you have the Corona and Lunamon rookies, you'll gain 4 memory off of doing that. Yeah. Which is neat. They don't have end of turn DNA, so we'll probably see that from the level 4s, I imagine, or the level 6s will have an effect like Blitz and Crest do that like can force them to DNA, like one Digivolving DNA Digivolve this Digimon into a yada yada using another Digimon.
I think
stack.
the blue tamer does that.
Tamer,
it's start of opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Though.
Start opponent's turn by placing same level Digimon from the Digivolution cards of one of your Digimon with the Nightclaw Lightfang trait without paying the cost. 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve. Okay, I see. Gotcha. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Into a card in your hand by paying its DNA Digivolve cost. Digimon played by this effect are returned to your hand at the end of the turn.
Oh.
By playing a similar Digimon from the Digivolution cards of one of your Digimon with a Nightclaw Lightfang trait without paying the cost.
We'd have to see how the rest of the set is. It's hard to...
So it's the way I'm reading it, it makes it seem like they want you to build a stack, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if we're gonna have something that will slip in sources. Do we have something that slips in sources? No, right? Place top card is bottom card. So either there'll be a card that slips in sources or something, or somehow like Corona will have a Dianamon in its sources or something like that, and you play that stack out.
Yeah.
Or you play out that like Dianamon or you know, vice versa. Not Corona, sorry. Apollo.
It's definitely interesting. Definitely.
And then DNA into Grace Nova.
Yeah. I think we need to see a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be something
so far.
Yeah, we'll need to see more. But it's cool that we got the tamers that function with the mechanics of everything.
Yeah.
And we got the rookies, and I'm interested to see where the line goes. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool, I think. Hopefully it's good.
We've already started getting spoilers with the Aquilamon, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Aquilamon was pretty generic, good green card. That Indomitable keyword though. This is a really good keyword.
Yeah.
It's much better than fucking Barrier at least. Because Jesus Christ, that one sucks. yeah, Indomitable. When this Digimon with Digivolution cards is deleted, play this card without paying the cost. Like,
That's
bruh, bruh, that's crazy. Just having like pseudo deletion protection in a way.
Can you imagine Bloom having that?
Dude.
Imagine having that.
Dude, it's so many cards. But anyway, so moving on from those things for EX5 stuff, the Cream de la Crop.
Well, I mean, before we get there,
Yeah.
the ace cards.
Yeah.
I think a lot of those like ace for like the Amphimon, Sirius Mon, like
those are for LM. I was gonna talk about those actually, but yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean-
no, we can talk about those.
I really like them, and I think for those who aren't as familiar with the ace mechanic, I think compared to like, for example, One Piece or other card games like Dragon Ball, where you have counter mechanics where you can kind of interact when it's not technically your turn, right? Digimon was lacking that for a while, where you just sort of watch your opponent play and then you respond if you can.
Yeah.
This is the counter sort of mechanic, I think, for Digimon, where you can do something to try to combat what your opponent's trying to do. So like ace, there are a ton of ace cards that were just released, so I think Jarrell showed us the first two that were kind of shown to us with the Metal Garuru and the War Greymon, but we've gotten a whole lot more now with a lot of the Ghost game protagonists, and I really like Amphimon. I think as a blue player, like
Amphimon is
it's huge.
want.
Dude,
You
yeah,
can
Amphimon
trash
needed
things
something
from under your opponent's tamers.
Yeah.
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 Amphimon needed it because I think Amphimon was definitely the deck that was struggling the most out of the trio from Ghost Game.
Yeah.
I think it's neat that they're really leaning into the ace mechanic. It seems like they really want to make it work. Hopefully it does. I think so far from what we've seen from results in JP meta and everything like that, that it's pretty good. It does okay, and it seems well balanced. Like the whole idea of it, if they die, if you get that, if they're deleted or if they leave the field, if they leave play, you get that memory that would have cost to go into them. All the cards seem good though. All the cards seem like solid support for the Ghost game decks. They needed it for sure. Yeah. Some neat one-ofs in there, like Cathilamon, Publamon. The Espimon is good for it's good for Craniamon if you want to use that. What's it called? That big queen lady looking thing. Quantumon.
Oh, Quantumon.
Quantumon is crazy.
Oh, so good, dude.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And
Between like Quantum, Amphi, and what you were alluding to with the Cream de la Crop, I was like at work today. I'm like, this is perfect.
I went to bed like at 5 a.m. last night after typing in chat with Jarrell when we were watching the Bandai presentation, which didn't show like any of this. They showed like the EX5 rookies and tamers. That's it.
Yeah.
And then everything else, like, okay, now let's show everything else on Twitter. let's now.
I was surprised you guys were still up. I woke up and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
I was equally surprised that I was awake. But I don't know why they didn't show this stuff in the actual presentation, but I mean, it's fine. At least we got to see it.
Yeah.
All the stuff looks good. It looks really cool. There's a lot of really cool, neat stuff coming out. Those alt arts that got shown as well, they're coming with I think they come with the Lugomon deck box. As part of that whole thing, look,
I think so, yeah.
fucking gorgeous. Those are beautiful.
Yeah. And I think too, like very usable cards, right?
Yes, they're all good.
I think before we've had issues, not issues, but like we've had instances where like you've got really pretty alts, but you're like Lady Devimon, right? Where it's like beautiful art.
The one that just got revealed, yeah.
Yeah,
Tonight,
but like
as
we
recording
can't really do much with it. So it's like, what do you do?
I don't know. I really hope the artist didn't pick that card because I'm like, come on, man. You could have picked any Lady Devi and you picked that one.
Right.
Why?
The only Lady Devi that doesn't get played.
I'm sure it's probably Bandai that picked it, and I'm just like, you guys gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they did the Lugamon alt, that looks amazing. The High Commandramon, the Goonie BT-12 was used.
Yeah.
BT-11 Vidra, absolutely used. BT-12 Geogray used, and BT-10 Sunflow, all used.
That Vidra.
Give me that Sunflow. I need that Sunflow.
The Vidra with the Antmon riding on his back, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
Cool. That's so cool.
Geogray flipping the Tusk.
Yeah.
I need
Lobo and
Sunflow.
Goonie back to back. Like, ugh.
Give me Sunflow.
Sunflow's adorable, running away with all the meat. Yeah, it looks so good.
But yeah, back to your cream de la crop. What were you talking about?
Yeah. So real quick though, if you haven't looked at what Quantumon does, so I can finish that
Yeah.
kind of thought. So it's a level 7. Is it even a level? No, it's a level 6.
Level 6. Yeah.
So when Digivolving, by placing one Digimon at the top of its owner's security stack, reveal all cards in your opponent's security stack. Place one card among them at the top of their deck. Then shuffle the rest and return it to the security stack. So it's like you get knowledge on what your opponent has, and you just say, "Here, we put this in hand." That I'm not going to hit that anymore. Which is like risky because yeah, you could put it like that security bomb, like Chaos Degrade, for example. It still puts your opponent where they're not going to get that removal for free. They're going to have to play the card if they want to try and deal with your Quantumon. And then start of opponent's turn, declare one card category, which I don't know what
I
they
assume
mean.
option Digimon and Tamer.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, true. Yeah, that makes sense. Then reveal top card of your opponent's deck. If the card is of the declared category, this Digimon can't be affected by effects of cards of the declared card category for the turn. Return the revealed card to the top or bottom of your opponent's deck. So
No, hold on. Back up to the Chaos Degrade statement. You take the Chaos Degrade out of
I know.
security. You declare, hey, I'm not affected by options, and you're like, all right, bottom deck that.
Which I forgot that's what the second part did, so I'm an idiot. But yeah, so they can't even stop you because you know what your opponent's going to draw, and you just say, ha, that's not going to work on me, and then it gets bottom decked, which is it's out of reach. It's gone. There's no way to get down there unless you've somehow like your Beelzemon and you've milled through like your entire deck. And there's only 3 cards left in deck at that point. Like it's oh god, dude, it's such a good effect.
It's wild. It's wild, but I love it.
Yellow and green decks would be more. People are saying that.
Oh,
the weird thing is
it goes on to Bloom.
Yeah, no, people were saying that it's a fairy, so it's searchable from Bloom.
It's searchable for Bloom. Yeah, it's gonna be very good in Bloom decks.
Hell yeah.
SecCon will love it too.
I'm sure Bandai's gonna be like, no, why did we do this?
I feel like so the next TCG presentation is in October. I feel like we're gonna get hit with like some sort of rotation.
Because it's just basically a better Hydra, isn't it? Like,
yeah, Hydra affects your opponent's board. This affects your opponent's security. So it's
yeah.
So just take out Bloom, and just do Hydra Quantum.
Yeah, just full control, lose aggression. Now, you probably still do 4 Bloom, but you probably do instead of like 3 Hydra, you do like 2 Hydra and then 1 Quantum.
Yeah,
is how I would probably do it personally, or the vice versa.
I'd probably do 3-2-2.
I mean,
Because
that too. Yeah,
it gets rid of it, just like places. You know, when
yeah, but it doesn't affect board.
Because can you imagine
Why?
2 Quantums on board?
What do you mean? It doesn't have any effects on board once you do the effect.
Yeah, like you do the one thing, whereas Hydra stays on board and keeps bottom deck things that they have to consistently deal with.
if that
Whereas this is just it's the one it just basically bounces to security, which I mean most things don't have protection from, so it's a good one Digivolving effect. But after it does that, it basically just sits there and keeps on saying I'm not going to be affected by this, or this.
if Quantum stays on board and you're like a god of premonition, you can just keep calling card categories. Ugh.
Yeah, admittedly, you probably just call
you'll
options
see-
90% of the time.
Yeah, you'll see what's in their stacks.
No, you'll see. The stack thing is only when Digivolving. Start of opponent's turn is when you declare one, they reveal, and then
Yeah.
So you get the like the preview once, and then from the rest you have to guess. If Quantum stays on board.
True.
Oh, I mean,
That's
but
true.
if they
keep saying options, you have to eventually just sort of guess what they're gonna do.
Just get
I
4
mean,
Quantums
if they
on board.
if they only have options, realistically, are you gonna say Tamers though? Like, did Tamer effects? As far as we know, we haven't done anything. So it's like
For now.
Digimon are Tamers, and if you see that they have only options in there, you just be like, okay, I just call option every time.
We'll definitely see how it plays out. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Or Digimon.
Okay, now
Mm.
The
Here,
big
there it
boss
is.
himself, our
There it is.
wolf Gundam. Metal Gear
Who
Solid
was saying
anybody.
Old Yeller? Who was saying Old Yeller? They were wrong. He's back.
Oh, yeah.
5,
Yeller.
26, SR.
Yeller has the gun now.
Cyborg X antibody. Digivolve 1 from Metal Gear Rumon. Has blocker just innately. It doesn't gain blocker for the turn like old Melga does. Melga X, rather. 1 Digivolving. If Metal Gear Rumon or X antibody are in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, all of your opponent's Digimon gain when attacking lose 4 memory until the end of your opponent's turn.
Mega
It is
ice
ice
wall.
wall on steroids.
That's a double ice wall.
Do you remember when
Yeah.
people double?
It is literally double ice wall. Imagine if you ice walled and then did this.
Yeah, -6.
You asked for it.
-6. Give me choke him to 1. Give me 5 memory. See what happens.
And then they kill your Metal Gear Rumon ace that's underneath it. Give them 4 memory
One of the things
back.
too, because it's worded as lose 4 memory, memory blockers do not stop this.
Yeah.
Correct.
You can't floodgate its effect. It's just going to happen.
Until
And then
watch
Watch the rest of the line like force your opponent to it.
watch BT-15 introduce the opposite of memory blockers. You cannot lose memory.
dude, that'd be crazy. And then when attacking, by returning 1 Digimon card from your trash to the bottom of your deck, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same level as the return card. And because of all the purple stuff in the new structure decks, on top of what's probably going to be purple-blue, I guess it'll probably just be pure blue with the new line. Because they didn't do dual colors for the other cards with BT-15. So I imagine it'll either be pure purple or pure blue.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But they'll do one or the other, and then that is going to just probably play into this, I imagine. There'll probably be some means of trashing stuff or whatnot. The other thing too is this means we'll probably have a new full line of blue purple, with Gabu, Garuru, and Wegaruru, which will probably also provide like the whole the one attacking effect that returns something to the bottom of the deck from trash to delete something of the same level as the return card is not once per turn, it's every time you swing.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that either one of the new X antibody cards or one of the new cards from BT-15 will give us the ability to unsuspend.
I thought there was a inheritable from the lines that we have now.
No. Right now we have Sec +1. There is the BT-7, I think, lets you unsuspend.
You have
If
8
you have,
cards
like-
or more, you
yeah.
unsuspend.
We have cards.
Yeah. So I just don't see people running that realistically, and I imagine that they would want to make a new wear that works with this effect.
Unsuspend and check +1.
Stop. I don't like this.
Yeah, it's man. It is going to get crazy. Oh, actually, no. BT-7 does not do that.
I can see why they hit promo Wegaruru, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, at this point, it's just like, you know, you kind of have to.
It's gonna check for all your security, delete your Digimon.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, if Bandai's hitting something and it doesn't make sense right now, it'll probably make sense later.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think we have if you have 8 or more cards unsuspended. If you have 8 or more cards in your hand, you gain 1 memory.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The only things
okay.
that unsuspended were the level 5s, both the new purple Wegaruru and ST16.
And I think they only
promo.
suspended themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't have the inheritable. They just unsuspend themselves.
Okay.
So we don't have an unsuspend inheritable yet for Garuru.
Yet.
So I'm guessing either maybe the new Gabumon that we get from BT-15 will have it, or one of these X antibody cards will have it.
Right.
So because there's a reason they didn't put it once per turn, because it's the card is designed to do it probably twice in a turn.
Gabumon SR.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, but I think just looking at that new Melga X, dude, you can already say it's probably going to be tier 1 because blue is the most memory efficient color in the game next to green.
Yeah.
And it's just he's a good card. He's a good card. Just consistently having blocker, and being able to control board, and also just floodgate your opponent. Like, it's just so strong.
Are you ready for Melga to steal your turn and then make it so that you can't get your turn back when they give you
Yeah.
back your turn?
Well, and that's the crazy thing too, right? The Melga Ace from ST16 already does that. He already steals turns.
Yeah.
You can burst Digivolve or blast
So
Digivolve
Melga
in game
Ace,
3.
Melga Ace, Melga X, Ruin Mode.
No.
Yeah.
No, Ben, just walk back.
Ruin mode
Don't walk
digivolving over purple.
Walk back.
Minus
No.
5k to board. Haha. You get rid of it, sure, I'll lose 4 memory, but now you have minus 10k to your board.
Oh no, I just realized something. If you do the Ice Wall Melga combo, you have 5 memory. That's perfect for Ruin Mode play.
Yeah.
What?
Fuck.
you go 1 into Melga X and then 1 to play another Ice Wall. Lose
what I'm
6
saying.
memory on attack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You choke them because you're probably gonna choke them to 1 with that if they don't have a memory setter, and then if they swing, they give you 5, and that's exactly what you need for Melga X to go into Ruin Mode because it's a 5 cost
Oh
Digivolve.
my god.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that. That doesn't make me feel good.
It's Garurumon card game now.
Well, and the other cool thing too is that you can
Yeah.
control it in your trash really easily with the ST16 cards and gain memory for it. Melga's gonna be so memory efficient. It's gonna be so crazy memory efficient.
I also like how they're just kind of mixing blue and purple. I feel like those are two that haven't been mixed yet.
It's about time.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Oh man.
What
Yeah,
what other color combos do we not see that often?
we're gonna see red and blue now with EX5. It looks like
Yeah.
that, or they're gonna just be pure one color that can digivolve over the other.
I feel like the only other like purple doesn't get mixed with that many.
We haven't seen
Purple and black.
purple black. We've seen with
Yeah,
the alpha
yeah.
line.
No, I mean
And-
like
and
those
Death
two
X.
colors. Those two colors like share the color pie, and then like the others just don't really interact with them that much.
Yeah, like we.
Is yellow
Let's
yellow
see.
purple exists, but I don't think like green does green purple exist?
There was that
we
like
have
Kogamon.
the
Tridemon.
Toga, the Tyranno line from EX3. We have, I think, a little bit of almost every color combo now. I think the ones we've seen the least would be green black.
Green black, yeah.
Because green black, we have one card which
Alliance.
is one of the machine boys.
Well, we got that
No,
in
Alliance.
the Alliance.
Yeah, the
No,
Alliance stuff.
Alliance is. Oh no, we did. Yeah. Never
Alliance
mind,
is
you're
green
right.
black.
The black,
Yeah.
black,
I was thinking about the green, purple, and Tila side of it. Yeah, so you're right. So never
Yeah.
mind. So I don't know. There's not really many color combo that hasn't been explored much. I think red and blue is probably the most vacant one then, because we only really have Halsamon right now, right? For red,
Mhm.
blue.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Flame too.
Oh, Flame Draw too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that's it. Halsa and Flame Draw, and then
Yeah.
we'll see this new stuff.
But yeah,
Oh man, this
Exciting
game's gonna be
times.
getting crazy.
exciting
Yeah.
times.
It's we are also the other thing too with EX5. They are 3 BT-14 and EX5 do have the like block 3 lettering on them.
Mm.
And with the reprints coming out, I wouldn't be surprised if you're right, Jarrell, and we do get a thing where it's like you can only use cards from block 2 and block 3.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The only thing I want now is for Bandai to give us a goddamn online client.
Maybe block 1 through 3 rather, and then they'll just cut out the cards that didn't have blocks yet. Yeah, true though.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
online client. I have so many friends that want to play, but they don't want to invest money in the actual physical cards because they don't have anyone to play near them.
Yeah.
Or people that just don't get like Dan, for example. He doesn't get to play often because he works so much. He's like, if there's an online client, he'd be playing the shit out of it.
Yeah. It's just leaving the house sucks.
Listen, Dragon Ball wasn't present at that Bandai presentation. Just kill the online
True.
client. They didn't need it.
True. I'm sure the Dragon Ball players will love that. So if you use if you digivolve over a can of Weissmon into the Regulusmon, right?
Yeah.
And then you put another can of Weissmon from trash underneath him, does he get security?
Medieval
Does he get
Garamon art
security?
scares me.
Yeah, does he activate like 2 of the effects, right?
I would assume so, right?
Gains all of the effects.
Yeah, he
Oh,
gains all the effects. So yeah,
oh, you get
you stack it.
multiple security. Gee.
Yeah, there's gonna be some cool stuff for Gamma.
Yeah.
Gamma's such a neat like idea for how they want it to be played.
Yeah, that it gets inheritables and
Yeah.
from like it makes the entire card in the inheritable, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Also,
yeah.
That Yukimon, the dark animal, that's gonna be able to function with Luga that we got from the LM. The on play delete. It's on play delete 1 level 4 or lower, and then if you did, you may play 1 Yukimon token without paying the cost.
Mm.
Ooh,
It's pretty pog.
okay.
It's pretty pog. I don't know if you can play. It's level 5. I don't know if you can play level 5.
Yeah.
Don't remember.
I'm excited to see the. I think it's always neat that they put in nods to the games, like basically de-digivolving your own Digimon to give it inheritable,
Mhm.
give it more inheritables. Because we haven't really had effects that mimic the whole like raising aspect, right? Where you de-digivolve them and then raise them up again so that they would be stronger.
Yeah. I think it's Bandai has done a very good job with Digimon in regards to incorporating aspects of the lore and the way they designed it as a brand and everything, and putting that into the card game and making it feel like they do such a good job of making certain Digimon archetypes feel like how they're described in the lore or how they act in the show. In between, from just the mechanics to effects to just how they have board interactions, it's really cool. It's
Like,
very interesting.
Most recently, we had the Mind Link stuff for BT-14.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Which is honestly
Mind
like
Link stuff is interesting.
super interesting as a mechanic. Shove a tamer underneath and then just play it back out. It's like, oh, that's cool.
It's very cool. It's very fun. Also, because we have a new designer now, right? That's been working on stuff since BT-13 and onward.
Yeah.
Like I think BT-13 is the new designer's like first set with stuff, and I love that so many things now are on play and when digivolving.
The game needed it.
There were so many cards that like were just useless because they were only one or the other, and there was no reason for it for some of them, like Grey Knightsmon, for example. Like
you're gonna trash that card again,
dude. I love him so much. His alternate so good. Tanami Kanji.
Yeah.
Whew. But he sucks because he's only on play.
Yeah.
But so many new cards that are just on player one digivolving. It just makes it so the game's more versatile too. There's so many more different avenues of play now, which is very fun.
Yeah, I think Digimon was kind of in a spot where it, you were just doing the same thing over and over again. Like there was no variance in what you would want to do with your file. It was just, digivolve and raising, and then push out when you actually have your cards. At least you have the option now.
Also,
so
I misspoke. Yuki is level 5, and you can only play level 4 or lower off of Fenrir Luga, so never mind. He's Dark Animal, but he doesn't really do much for the deck. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think a lot of interesting stuff for sure. And I think today really accentuated that. I still think there's a lot more left to see. And there's a lot of ways we can go about this, but definitely an exciting.
Yeah, excited for next year.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a positive too, because I think a lot of people earlier in the year were like kind of tiring out, being like, oh, this game's kind of getting stale, like what? But like I think over the past few months we've really seen like a huge sort of like change or shift, where the game's going, but in a good way, like in a good shift. Keep it refreshing.
Yeah. And it's hard. Like, this is Digimon's third year now or second year in the US.
Yeah. Or US, I think it's like 2.5.
2.5. That like third year can sometimes just make or break card games. So many card games don't live beyond that point. So we'll have to see how. Okay, go ahead.
Finish what you were gonna say. I was gonna finish what you were gonna say.
Oh, I feel like it's if it makes it beyond year 3, Digimon's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think Digimon looks good right now. I think the future looks good. I think that a lot of the card designs we're getting, a lot of the decks that we're getting are really fun. I think a lot of stuff is pretty like strong, but like balanced fairly well with the newer stuff that's coming out. Also, shout out to Garurumon finally getting his own pack art. That's pretty awesome too for BT-15. I know Ben's gonna have like just like a menagerie wall, just a bunch of BT-15 boxes.
He's gonna
Or
as soon
just
as
the case is already ordered. We're gonna order it.
as soon as the stores get the posters in, I'm sure he's gonna find a way to get one of those.
Oh sure, definitely.
Sully.
But yeah, I am optimistic. I hope that stays that way because I love this card game and it's very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, you know, we kind of let this episode run a little longer because we had a lot to talk about, clearly. You know, and it's been a while since we got together and had an actual recording. So, welcome back, Jarrell.
I'm gonna be honest. It
Welcome
honestly,
back, buddy.
it hasn't been that long. We've only gone for like an hour 20. I'll add some
No,
filler
bro.
to make it about 3 hours. That's okay.
Oh no! Oh Jesus! Oh God!
just kidding. I bought a case of BT-14. We're gonna crank the rest of it right now.
The metrics for viewership they disappeared. Where'd they go?
But yeah, you know, I think on that note though, as we're talking about like channel and growth and, you know, how far the card game's going, we're trying to grow along with the card game too. So, you know, we have a few ideas kind of mapped out or planned out in terms of what we want to do and what we want to bring you guys. You know, I think the first and foremost being, you know, we still want to be giving you guys regular match play content or gameplay content from locals, but we may try to switch it up a little bit and maybe do some commentary now. So, you know, some other channels or some of the, you know, more watched channels out there do a lot of commentary and a lot of like gameplay, which, you know, we've gotten feedback about how mechanics and sort of knowledge about the game can be helpful too. So we're definitely going to try and do that for you folks. And also just to spark discussion, right? You know, it's always one thing for us to see what we're doing, but it's also helpful to see what other perspectives are. We're getting your guys' input on, you know, combos, gameplay, and other sort of like moves that we could have done or could have done better would be helpful too. So sparking that discussion and sort of interacting with you all is what we're hoping to do moving down the line. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for deck lists or sort of deck discussions about decks that won at locals or decks that have done well at different regional tournaments or whatnot, you know. And we're gonna I think the main point as I'm rambling is really just interacting with you guys, you know, and trying to get more content out there that's a little bit more interactive than us just spewing out words and spewing out stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Give us your feedback. You know, if there's stuff you want to see or stuff that you feel like you want us to do, we're open to trying. Let us know, and just thankful for the support. You guys have anything else to add?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I think you couldn't have said it better.
I still gotta make that how to set up a webcam setup video.
As we were working on setting up our webcam today.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's
that thing, it was
true.
killing me. Oh my god.
There's a lot of things we want to start adding to the channel that we'll get on top of.
But yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully this was a good episode for you guys. How to play Vanguard. But hopefully this is a good episode. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon and see you on the next one. Peace out.